know that I'm comfortable enough going into what the day to day like is in the pipeline because there are so many different variations of that.
It's so hard because, like, I just want to be like, you'll know when you get there because you'll be told what you're supposed to be ready for tomorrow, and as long as your gear is marked correctly and everything is clean and ready to go and you show up on time, and that's the thing. Sometimes they might tell you what's going to happen and sometimes they won't. So it's, it's, I don't know. I have a hard time with this too because, like, one of the most appealing things about the job is that there is no day to day. There is no normal. There is no, every Tuesday I do this. And so I think that state of preparation that we live in is the best thing you can do to get ready for all the eventualities that are going to come your way.
Well, that's why, you have that general preparedness, level of fitness and training regimes that folks have because you are training for life. You're training for the known and the unknown because you never know what position you're going to be put in.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there has to be, like, I would never go into what the day to day of ANS looks like because then I am corrupting the process. So, like, you will never get that out of us.
Yeah, no.
The whole point of it, we've, at least you and I have done it, and Aaron, but the folks that have been in the pipeline for sure have gone out on a run to what they as a group run for what they think is a 6 mile run.
Yeah.
And you're coming back around. You're like, okay, we're in the final stretch. I know exactly where we're at on Chapman or wherever they happen to be running. We come up here, we take a right, and we go down this street, and then we'll be right there back at the schoolhouse. And then as you're approaching the schoolhouse, you're like, all right, pretty soon they're going to be saying, quick time, and then nope, they just blow right past where you think you're supposed to stop. And boy, that it can be soul crushing for folks.
Or
you
they say
it.
quick time for like 3 seconds and then right back to double time, which is awful.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that we do that. Stuff like that is because you have to be ready for things to change. And so, like, if you're looking for like a stable platform to build your life on, as far as like a routine, this is not it. This is not a routine-based environment. Like, we are kinetic problem solvers. So, like, if there was a day-to-day, it wouldn't make any sense.
No. And that doesn't mean that at certain times there are, no kidding. I don't like the whole 9 to 5 thing, but there are times where, when your day, your week, your month, or even your next cycle, if you will, is planned out. So, like, it's not like we just ad hoc. Oh, what am I doing tomorrow? I am not tracking what I'm doing tomorrow. No, you know what you're doing tomorrow. You know what you're doing next week. But it just changes. So,
what you're doing, subject to change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's always subject to change. But, like, okay, I know from a training perspective. Okay, if my goal is to get, we got a bunch of 3 levels in, and we need to focus on knock off some upgrade 5-level items. Yep. Okay, well, I know that we're going to need some water jumps. We're going to need some shooting, some driving, some demolition, jumping, whatever. So we will plan out, like, okay, for this week, we're going to be in Eloy, and this week we're going to be in, wherever, and start planning out. So you can forecast in your schedule where you're going to be. But even at that point, I still don't know what exactly we are doing day to day because I don't know what the jump profiles are going to be. I don't know what the weather is going to do. I don't know what the maintenance of the aircraft is going to do. I also don't know, like, if there are full mission profiles that we have a week of in, wherever, then like Avon Park, then I don't know exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, and if the plane breaks and you have space and the tools to do other training, your team sergeant might just be like, "Oh, okay, you see that building over there? We're just going to do some CQC training real quick. Everybody go," or whatever. Or if there's a skill set within the group that the group needs more work on, he might just point at one of the guys and be like, "Hey, we're doing, PJ. Let's do a med scenario right now, and just figure it out." So yeah, like generally speaking, you're like, yeah, we're gonna jump, we're gonna shoot, we're gonna do water stuff, we're gonna do AIEs, we're gonna work on our technical skill sets, we're gonna do our Air Force stuff and all these other things. It's just they're like you do it when you can, when there's space for it.
Yeah, and seen that many a times is like, hey, you're training to be a JTAC, spit out a 9-line on that building over there.
Yeah.
Or, hey, PJ, you got your IFAC kit. Okay, cool. There's a freaking scenario. Like it happens. Or there's a radio, program it. Yep. It's ad hoc things. I really like the whole, spit out a 9-line and then the med scenario examples, just because in real life, in real operations, or forget the 9-line part of it, just the medical part of it, whether you're in training, operational, or you're just walking down the street, you could find yourself in that medical situation instead of having the mentality of like, okay, this is a trauma lane that is set up for me and I'm waiting for somebody to get, all right, go. No, it's just, you just, walked up on a freaking incident and now you need to perform.
Yeah. And like, then you look at the rest of the guys, like, what the rest of y'all doing? What are you doing during this situation? What's going on? And it just, you can turn it into a full blown scenario, and make it valuable training. I don't want to say hard, but I want to say valuable.
Oh boy, somebody's learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have problems. We have challenges.